さが分かったでしょ。
おじいちゃん、5年前に亡くなったはずなのに。お前はまだここに来るのは早い。
And we have Villainess Level 99, episode number 10. That's right, 2 handfuls of Villainess 99. Okay, I only have one really big, one gripe or complaint, and that's it. And that's the fact that this episode came so late in the season. I think this was a fun, funny, enjoyable, entertaining ass episode. This episode was so good. I laughed and laughed and laughed. I laughed at when Emilia was done with Ryu having to get Alycia out of the sky. She's like, just carry him in your mouth. Just carry her in your mouth. And I laughed at when Alicia's medallion broke and she was like, here's a potion. All right, you got the potion, let's go again. And then she just kept going and going and going. And Alycia was just dying. And then Alycia had that moment where she's like, Grandpa, is that you? You died 5 years ago, though. I'm not ready. Like, she's basically like seeing the other world. I laughed, and every time she was in the dungeon, she was like, Grandma, help me, Grandma. Like, I laughed over and over and over. And I just thought it was such a fantastic episode. Take away all the laughter, right? So I hella laughed this episode. I thought this episode was effing funny. Outside of that, though, we also found out that there is, and we could have guessed, right? We could have kind of put two and two together. I don't think it's too out there for us to kind of put these two things together just like Emilia did. But there is solidified, and it was verified that there is an outside force in this world that is pushing and nudging things to happen like they're supposed to in the game. It's evident when Ryu tried to take Emilia to where the Demon Lord's location is. And there was like an outside naturistic, right? Because it wasn't a Demon Lord because he's not there yet. But there was a outside kind of like source that was stopping Emilia from going to where the Demon Lord's resurrection place is going to be. There was also an outside force that caused Alycia to want to go to a dungeon, so it took over control of her body to go force her to level up. There was an outside force that while she was in the dungeon caused her to find new spells and new ways to overcome, eventually even overcoming the final boss that took her God knows how many times to do. So it's solidified there's an outside force, but it seems like that outside force is not affecting Emilia. At least we hope not, because if it is, then there might be something that's uncontrollable in her part that's gonna like make her be the final boss still, which I hope that that's not the case. I think that at this point, because she has skewed so outside of what was supposed to have happened in the main story, you know, I think because she's, let me say this again, because like my brain just stopped working. But I think because she skewed so far outside of what was supposed to happen based on her storyline, and she's not following any of it, it tells me that maybe the driving force can't control her because she is an outside entity. On top of that, you know, I will have to say, again, this is a story, so somebody was writing this to be very specific. But if you put your reality thinking cap on, if we were to be in this situation, if I were her, I would have taken my first boat out of this country and I would have gone and represented a different country or different region or different part of the world to completely throw off the whole entire story and not be part of anything that's going on with Alycia here. Again, that's just my 2 cents, because the Demon Lord and the Demon Lord's resurrection is very much concise and very much controlled in this one region of the world. I would have been on the opposite side of the world, just completely devastate the story. But hey, that's just putting my thinking cap on. That's not really saying that's anything to do with the story. The story is very specific, and the way she's deciding to go about it is very specific as well too. But again, I think episode number 10, fun, entertaining, really great episode. I love Alycia and Emilia's interactions. I love the way that they went through tons and tons of different bosses and different ways to kind of collect a bunch of different loot. I love the way that it handled the loot system. I just think this episode was just so good. I don't need to spend 5, 10, 3 minutes more. This episode is fantastic. Again, my only gripe and complaint is the fact that we only have 2 episodes left with just 11 and number 12. How much more can really happen this season? So I guess I'm just interested to see where it gets left off on. All right, my friends, let me know where you follow this episode. Let me know what you think about this episode down in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate you guys being here, with me and hanging out all season long for Villainess Level 99 as we complete and get closer to the end of the winter season. So I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out, my friends.